was wild, man.
I thought it would at least like just stop it, you know, where it was. Not to, it kind of makes sense though, because it's just writing the whole time. And you know how they say never remove your USB when it's writing. That's.
I guess that does make sense if it's one continuous file it's building up.
Yeah. Which is ironic because I set it to where so there's like a setting where you can like split the files up into smaller pieces, and I set it on the highest file size, so it was still just one continuous file, and I could have had it to where it was like split, so I could have like saved maybe like 3/4 of what was recorded.
Is there any benefit to keeping one file instead of splitting it?
Just because it's easier to work with, so you have just that continuous file instead of you have it split into 10 sections, you know, and you're trying to edit it, you know.
Can it be compiled before editing?
I guess, yeah. You would probably have to do that in editing. Like compile doesn't just put everything together. Yeah, I guess you could. Shit, maybe I need to do that.
I mean, these are just.
I'll do it next time.
Like
so I think next time I'm just gonna do
things.
like the smallest size possible. You know, like maybe like 32 megabytes or something. To where just if that happens again, maybe I'll lose like 5 minutes of audio or something instead of an hour and a half worth of audio.
I think we're. Are they synced? Did you clap?
Oh yeah.
So I think we were just talking about how we want to kill all the animals.
Yeah.
On the earth.
Essentially, kill all shit bulls. Tigers don't matter. They're useless.
Hashtag tigers don't matter. Get rid of the elephants.
Kill everything.
Just wipe out the Jungle Book. All the orangutans.
What's the tiger's name in Jungle Book?
Shere Khan.
Shere Khan. Couldn't remember if it was that or if it was. So I was getting that and the Mortal Kombat character mixed up. Shao Kahn.
Oh, yeah, I forgot there was a. What was his name? Was it Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn, I think, yeah, like the boss.
Apparently, Khan is a very common.
Yeah.
Either name or title or something, because there's like Khan Academy.
Yep. What's funny is I still laugh at this joke. Like I usually don't laugh at my own jokes, but this is still like a classic joke. Someone at work was I think it was Sun Tzu, like the Art of War. Someone was trying to figure out like what his name was. So like, what was that guy that had like the Art of War like way back in the day? And I was like, oh, that's Shang Tsung. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what it was, and they thought that was what it was called.
That was the guy's name, Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung. So now this poor
Kombat.
guy's gonna like in a future conversation, he's gonna say Shang Tsung.
The Art of War.
Oh man, that still makes me laugh.
Sub-Zero is the Art of War.
Because like the way I said it, I was so confident in like my answer. He's like, oh yeah, that was it.
But you knew you were just bullshitting the whole time.
Oh man, Shang Tsung's awesome because he could just like turn into any other Mortal Kombat character.
Huh. Could you use all the moves
for
that guy?
Yeah.
For the character?
So you could even turn into a character and use the fatality too.
Wow.
At the end, yeah. What's kind of interesting, here's a fact for you, like fun fact. So back in the day when, you had like Genesis, like PlayStation first came out. So the the PlayStation version, every time you morphed a character, it would actually have to load the character in. So it'd actually pause the game for like 10 seconds and like load that character. And so if you really want to fuck with people, like you just keep on changing characters and it just keeps on loading for 10 seconds. And
that's so annoying.
It gets to the point where it's just unplayable.
Fuck that game.
Because if you think about it, it makes sense because the disc has to read the character, load the character in, where a cartridge base is almost instant because it's like SSD essentially. So it can just instantly load that character in. And it got to the point where it was so bad where there was like a version, so they made a version for the PlayStation where you just couldn't switch characters with Shang Tsung. You're just stuck with Shang Tsung for that very reason.
That was his whole purpose though, right?
Yeah. Or they had it where you could like pick like one character to morph into, so it would load both into like the cache and then you could just morph into one character or something. I can't remember the exact workaround around that, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Because literally you'd have to cache like every single character, in which, you know, back then, you know, you had like 2 megabytes of memory or something,
Oh yeah.
or 1 megabyte of memory, so you could only do so much.
But that would be true for the other systems as well, right?
Yeah.
They would have to cache all that.
Well, but since it's like such fast read-write speed, it wouldn't even matter.
Ah,
So it doesn't cache it, but it can just access it so quick that it's almost like instantaneous anyway.
gotcha.
Yeah. Where with the PlayStation version, like the disc has to spin up, you know, has to read exactly where the character is on the disc, you know, put it in the game. Where, like a Genesis, for instance, it could instantly access, you know, since it's an SSD, you know, the character and bring it in the game. Very, very interesting. I thought it was kind of a cool tidbit. I actually watched that the other day on something like that.
Changing characters, just try to change up people's, like it, because you already know what the other person's gonna pick.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, really, it's the ultimate character if you think about it, because you could, theoretically, now I don't really know much about Mortal Kombat strategies, I guess, but if you can maybe pick a character that like directly counters the character they are.
but that's the thing. Like at the menu screen, when you all are both picking your characters, you have that option also.
Oh, to pick Shang Tsung.
Well, yeah, that'd be the ultimate battle, right?
Yeah, Shang Tsung versus Shang Tsung. Yeah. So it'd be like a Pokemon battle, you know? You morph into Sub-Zero, so you morph into someone that counters Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
So then they morph into someone that counters that person.
and the battle would never end.
It's constant morphing.
But Shang, like if somebody picks Sub-Zero and then you already know that they're locked into Sub-Zero, you could just pick the counter character.
Yeah. Which is why I'm sure in like competitive play, Shang Tsung's probably banned, I'm sure. What they should have done, now I don't know, again, I don't know any about the new Mortal Kombat games. What they should have done is maybe make the character a little weaker, you know? So if you morph into, you know, say Sub-Zero,
Oh, yeah.
make his attacks like slightly weaker, you know, maybe 10% weaker or something.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you know, you wouldn't have that issue of him just being completely OP.
I guess it would make sense to use Shang Tsung on like a playthrough of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because at every stage you could just morph into the best counter. Like if you face Sub-Zero first and then Reptile and then Smoke, or you could just morph into throughout that.
And how
adventure.
isn't Shang Tsung like the most powerful being just in the universe? Because if you could just morph into anyone, maybe it's like have contact with them or something. Because just morph into the most powerful creature in the universe.
I don't know. I think they tried to create some storyline behind all that stuff, but I'm not really sure what they based it on. Like, it sounded like they tried to create it after the fact.
Uh-huh.
Although,
Maybe he has to actually touch you or something for him to be able to morph into you. Because, like, why does he just morph into Goro and just fucking kill everyone?
Oh yeah.
Goro.
No. Yeah, Goro.